everybody, welcome back. We've been doing a lot of vlogs lately, so we thought we would switch it up for you guys and actually do a story time type of video. We decided that we're gonna do the first time tag. I don't even know if it's necessarily a tag. Is it a tag?
Yeah, we watched a couple videos to kind of get an idea of some questions because we thought that this would be fun. You guys want like a story time feel video, so this is kind of that.
Yeah.
It's storytelling. It's kind of dipping our toes back into this. So, yeah.
It'll also kind of be a little bit of a refresher about our relationship because there are a couple that we'll address that we have addressed in the past but you might not remember, like our first kiss. But before we get started, we'd like to thank HelloFresh for sponsoring this video.
As you all are well aware of, we love HelloFresh. They're like our favorite people to work with. It's a product that we love and we're happy to share it with you guys. Cooking is enjoyable and easy with HelloFresh because you get fresh pre-measured ingredients and easy to follow 6-step pictured recipe cards delivered to your door each week in a special insulated box. HelloFresh does all the meal planning, shopping, and prepping so you can focus on a healthier you and a happier family. If you find yourself in a recipe rut, HelloFresh can help you get out of your comfort zone by discovering new delicious recipes. So if this sounds like something you're interested in or you want to try it, make sure to check it out. HelloFresh is now from $6.99 per serving and they're America's best value meal kit.
As always, we want to save you guys some money, so if you guys go to HelloFresh.com and enter the promo code Kale and Jess 80, it'll help you get started with 8 free meals. That's $80 off your first month of HelloFresh.
Please forgive me.
I just was picking my nose at you.
Forgive her. And forgive me if I sound freaky during this because I was sick and then I was better and now I'm sick.
Also, I think my eye is still a little bit puffy.
And she woke up looking crazy.
It's not pink eye. I just
I
have really
literally
bad
said,
allergies.
you have pink eye and I bet we can't film. Because she looked crazy.
I just have really bad allergies today, so I took some allergy medication, washed my face really well, but I think it's still a little bit puffy. It looked gross. It was like, I looked in the mirror and actually kind of scared myself. I didn't know it was that puffy.
I don't have pink eye. Okay.
Hey.
What's the first one?
Our first kiss.
First time you pooped in front of me.
When was that?
I don't know.
Anyways, so our first question, kind of to start the whole thing because it's how we got together, is our first kiss, which this is a whole video and we will link it. It's, I think, how it all began, so check the description below because we'll link it there. It goes into more detail, so we're going to keep this short.
And we talked about the first time we met, I think.
Probably. Yeah, and like, we talk about a lot of firsts in that one.
Yes, so it's linked below.
Yeah.
Make sure you check it out.
Our first kiss was on a softball tournament. It was
in a hotel.
In a hotel. It was in a hotel.
But we were there for the first tournament of the year.
I was gonna say it wasn't state, but it was the first tournament of the year. We always go to St. George. I was obsessed with her. I could not, like, if she was in another room, I had to like get to that room. But it was the last night. Kids can go home with their parents if they want, or they can choose to stay one more night and ride the bus home. We both chose to stay one more night.
I just remember everyone being like, oh, we'll be in these rooms.
Yeah.
You know. And you were like, room with me.
Oh no, it was opposite.
90% of girls' first kisses with another girl is weird.
Yes.
Like something you would never do again.
No.
Because it's like no game at all, but
no.
You're so unsure of if you can even do this.
Had I tried to kiss her and her been like, no, how uncomfortable. So it's like, you almost have to do these really weird ass things to like see if they reciprocate something.
Right.
So that's what I did.
Yeah.
So finally I kissed her after a little bit of making sure she would kiss me back.
Our first date was very low key
I was
because
gonna say, yeah.
we were
Just friends to everybody. I took her to Logan and we went to Costa Vida.
we had fine dining.
Fine dining. I believe we went to a movie. Was that the night that you ran into your ex-boyfriend too? And I was like, fantastic. You didn't see him, but I was like, damn it. I knew it was him, and he like texted you or he stopped you. I don't remember for sure. But he was in line for a movie as well. And then we went back to Tremonton and we went to a softball field.
Gosh!
We went to a softball field. We took out to like to
So-
the outfield of a softball field, and I threw out a blanket and we just kind of laid under the stars. Stargazing. But however, it was cold.
It was freezing. Pretty much this whole thing is gonna be you remembering everything that happened because I don't remember.
Except for there's one in here
anything.
I don't remember. Because I was like, I don't remember that.
But I do know that it was important to her to be like, I'm gonna take you on an official date. Our first, like, definitely, like, big-ish fight was she graduated from high school on my birthday. And I had a summer ball tournament on the same day.
This is when I got mad. I did. Okay.
Just listen.
Okay.
And so I didn't get to go to her graduation, and we didn't get to hang out really on my birthday. And I remember I was in the car with my parents coming home, and I fell asleep in the car. And then I woke up, and you were in my driveway.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yay, because I wanted to see you. You just graduated. It was my birthday. And so we were going to hang out. I can't even remember where we were going
Josie's.
or who we were going to hang out with.
I do.
But, so I'm in my uniform, right? And so I didn't have time to like shower and get ready and stuff because it was like, let's go. But I was gonna change and we were gonna go. The funniest part too is that it took me a really long time because I was nervous to change in front of you. Was the biggest thing. But you didn't know that. I wasn't gonna say that. But I was just like
this
more
is
like
actually the first time you've ever told me this.
I was more like messing with you, like trying to be like funny and stuff when really I was nervous to like change in front of you.
Oh.
And so finally I get changed and whatever, and we get in the car to go. And she rips into me. Rips me a freaking new one times 10.
I did?
Oh my gosh, you laid into me. And at this time, we're dating for like a couple months. And everything was like freaking butterflies and rainbows and stuff. So that caught me off guard. And like you didn't even like seem like you were getting flustered. And then we got in the car and you were like,
What did I say?
bang. And you were like, when there's people waiting on you, like you need to be on time. Which is funny because now you're stuck with me forever and I'll never be on time to anything.
I shouldn't have ripped into you. And
On my birthday.
on your birthday, and to be honest, I don't get like that very often, do I?
No.
So I'm trying to defend myself because I think I took a lot of stuff out on you that night. The next day I was leaving to Boston for like 10 days. So I wanted to like soak in every minute I had with you, which is stupid because why wasn't I doing that as well? So I was just flustered that it was like, it felt like we were like, it was kind of wasting time of just being with you versus, but it was also my very first taste of how long it takes for you to get ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're very opposite in that she's like 15 minutes early to something and I'm happy if I'm 15 minutes late to something.
Yeah.
So that was like the first time that we had to confront that we're different in that way. But yeah, it all stemmed from, and I probably haven't even told you that.
You've
it
never
all
told
stemmed
me.
from I was nervous to change in front of you.
I didn't know, I would've got mad.
Well, I wasn't gonna say it. I was
Just tell
embarrassed. But yeah, she like seriously yelled at me so much in the car to the point that I was like, enough! Like I yelled back and I was like, you do not talk to me like that ever.
And I haven't.
And you haven't.
I haven't talked to you like that since.
So yeah.
The next first would be the first time we lived together, which is not one that we talk a whole lot about.
It was a dark time in our lives.
It was a disaster.
We'd been going to college, so we both lived in college housing. And I had moved around a lot
Yeah,
in just a few years. And I was renting out a room in a basement apartment in like this dude's house. When I moved in and he was telling me like the contract stipulations, he said that you couldn't have somebody stay for more than a week. And I thought that meant more than a week at a time, so that he knew that you weren't living there for free.
Right.
And so I was like, no problem. Like, you would stay over for a few days and then you would like not be there for a day or two. To make that clear, it was the end of my contract. It was a really short one. I took somebody's over, and he talked to me about it, and he was like talking about that rule, and I was like, yeah, and she was my friend, right? I was like, yeah, she comes over and we do homework and stuff together, but she never stays for longer than a week. And he was like, no, the rule is that you can't have someone stay over for more than 7 days total. So he like kind of wanted me out, and I didn't really get along with the girls there. They were stupid. So he kind of was to the point where he was like, I want all of you gone, or I want one of you to rent out the whole apartment, was basically it. And I couldn't afford that. So I moved out and stayed with a friend for a little bit. She was nice enough to like give me a place to stay while we figured it out. And I remember one night going to bed and I was texting you, and I was like, I'm tired of worrying about getting in trouble for if you're over. Because we've been doing that for years, like acting like we're friends, but we were always staying over with each other. And so I was like, I'm tired of worrying about getting caught or in trouble or breaking the rules or whatever. Like, I think it's time for us to finally live together.
And my contract was just about to end as well, so it was like kind of perfect timing. But we also didn't have a lot of time.
Right.
Like, we had to find something fast, so we ended up finding
And we were poor.
Yeah.
We were poor.
We were the definition
Poor.
of college students.
Yeah, college students, and I had just started a new job at Finish Line, which I ended up being an assistant manager for, but I had just started like way part-time.
Yeah. So we ended up finding a master bedroom for rent in a house. We went and looked at it. It was great. Everything seemed on the up and up. Everything seemed great.
The landlord, like,
he planned that.
let me set the scene a little bit. So we find this on Craigslist, which is so dumb. We're so dumb. But we go look at it, and basically what the guy does is he lives in the basement part of his house that he owns. And then the main level with the kitchen and the living room area, that's kind of for everyone. And then the upstairs is bedrooms, which were rented out by multiple people.
Yeah.
And we were gonna rent the master bedroom that came with like its own bathroom and stuff. So it was like, okay, this seems pretty cool. And we get there and he's like doing work on the house.
Yeah, he's pretending he's doing housework.
Well, he was doing housework.
Oh yeah. But then after we moved in, he didn't do a single...
Never again.
Ever again.
So he's telling us all these upgrades he's making to this house that he had just recently bought. And a lot of the doors had holes in them, like punch holes in them. And he said that was from the people before because he got the house on foreclosure.
Something, yeah. He got it cheap.
Basically, the people that owned it lost it, so he got it for pretty cheap. So he was like renovating it and doing all these upgrades, telling us about those, and we were like, this sounds awesome. And this dude's super cool. He was like a hockey ref and stuff, and so he's like saying that he's gone a lot for that, and he's super open. He had 2 huskies. We love dogs. So it just seemed freaking awesome.
Everything was good for a little bit, and then everything slowly became clear of what was going on.
This wasn't a good situation.
Our power got cut
in
twice
the middle
of
winter. And we're like texting him like, they turned the power off. We called such and such power. They said you haven't paid the bill for months.
So they actually, did what they're not supposed to do. They actually gave me information, which I didn't pry it out of them. I just asked. And they said it hadn't been paid for like months. There's a picture on my Instagram of it, I think.
There is.
Because we have Kenai at the time too.
Kenai is a little puppy. It's December. It's snowing and windy and cold. And he was out of town.
Yeah.
For hockey. So we literally like had no choice. We were freezing all
Yeah.
night. So anyway, little by little, we figure out that this dude is sketchy. He's starting to treat us like crap. When we moved in, we asked what he thought about dogs, and he was like, the more the merrier. I've got two, like, that's great. So that's when we got Kenai. Well, he was horrible to us about that, and we worry that...
That's where Kenai's issues are stemmed from.
Yeah. Basically, it was a bad situation, and luckily... one of the guys that was renting out one of the rooms, we kind of came together and we were like, we need to get out of here. And we all moved into an apartment together.
So our card before this filled up, so I do not know where this ended. But essentially, the first time we lived together, it was exciting and like obviously it was our first place living together. It didn't exactly go as planned. But it is, yeah.
There were a lot of red flags that we ignored.
Yeah.
So please don't be dumb like us.
Right.
But...
we're lucky to be alive. No, it wasn't that
It wasn't that bad. I mean...
It could have been.
That bad, but... yeah, don't ignore red flags just because you're desperate to finally be able to live together. And I'm glad that, like... I don't know. I'm glad it went the way it did because now we're here and it's great. But... yeah. Interesting stuff.
Okay, we're gonna finish on this last one, which is the first time that we realized we were soulmates. Have at it.
I was gonna tell you, because I don't know if there's a first time that I realized it.
No.
I would just say the biggest thing that indicated that to me was that pretty quickly, I felt very comfortable with you. And I'd never felt that way with anybody I dated. And that we laughed a lot. Because I don't think I ever had that when I dated someone either. Because it's usually like, hey.
Right.
But he, like, is kind of uncomfortable.
Right.
But because I was so comfortable with you, we would, like, laugh a ton.
I agree. Because, like, for me, it's not a specific point as much as it was just feelings, though, I felt with you. Like, I can be a very awkward person and shy, and I feel like I've gotten better, but it takes me a while, but for her, it wasn't hard for me to warm up, and I always felt like I could tell her, like, everything, and I felt like I could always be 100% myself with her, without there being any type of judgment coming my way, so I felt like...
judging you.
I know. I always felt like everything just felt perfect. I don't know how else to explain it, but I've never been good at talking to people, but with her, everything just came so natural. And yeah, I could just be myself. I could fart in front of you. I could.
Oh my God.
Everything is just like so easy with her, and everything just came so natural for me, like in a relationship. So that's kind of, I feel like, showed me that she was my soulmate, because I've never had that before.
Anyway, that's our first times in a not perverted way. Maybe this isn't what you thought you were signing up for when you clicked on this video, but yeah, that's a bunch of our firsts.
So thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys on the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We did it. Ouch.
Ooh, sorry.
Pinch my armpit.